Air travel is never fun, but when stuff like this happens,
They're telling me I've got to go outside of the gate terminal, go purchase the ticket and come back in. But the flight's gonna be leaving.
we're stuck in the airport for 2 days.
I think that's the weirdest packing I've ever done because we might be gone for 2 months. We might be gone for 7-ish months or more. Who knows? It's just so tricky with all the borders being closed. So I'm trying to pack everything that we need. And I'm also leaving some stuff at my sister's and her husband's place. And the other thing is that we're going back to Canada in September and it's starting to be quite cold over there. And if we end up spending the winter, well, it's going to be a lot of snow and really, really cold. So we're really trying to pack as much of our things that we might need. But it's got to fit in the plane too. So, yeah. Let's do this.
My eyeball are not even open.
Good morning.
Hey.
We're flying, I think, hopefully. Well, we made it across. We are waiting for our first flight and then we're gonna have to go get some more tickets because they couldn't print our connecting flights. So hopefully there's no problem with that. Stranded in Washington, but we're in Jacksonville's airport. It's quite exciting. Flight number 1. Air Canada messed up our stuff. Seems like apparently I was supposed to go show my form of payment or something in person, but when we were in Jacksonville, when we checked in our luggage, I paid for my bags and they gave me a first ticket, told me I had to go to Air Canada once in Washington, and I'm here at my gate. And now they're telling me I've got to go outside of the gate terminal, go purchase the ticket and come back in. But the flight's gonna be leaving and we've been here for 6 hours. Wish someone told me that before. Everyone was like, oh, go to your gate with Air Canada. We should have just gone out. We had so much time to do it. And now I think we're gonna be flying tomorrow.
We are calling for all passengers. All passengers going to Toronto and Canada, please come to the gate Z6.
So I'm a little too angry to talk on camera, but maybe you can explain everything
And I
that's
feel
just
like
gone
crying. I've been crying non-stop. I'm so sad. So we're on flight number 5 or 6 right now. We were with WestJet initially and they canceled our flight 4 times. So we decided to get refunded, not through WestJet but through my credit card. And then we rebooked with Air Canada because Air Canada seemed to be more reliable. And so this morning we took our plane from Jacksonville to Washington, and then they told us that apparently our plane tickets were refunded. But I called a couple of days ago and they said that our flights were still booked. So now we're stranded in Washington. Air Canada can't do anything for us. United can't do anything for us. The two of them are shipping us back and forth and pretty much telling us that we've got to rebook a new flight at full price, which is kind of expensive last minute, more than renting a car. So right now we're trying to figure out car rental, I think, because that'll be our cheapest option and we're closer at least. But I just don't understand, how did we make it into the first flight if it was refunded and we weren't even in it.
Essentially, if we stayed with Air Canada, we would have to wait 2 days before we could fly again. So we're stuck in the airport for 2 days. And of course, there's no mention of, oh, well, we'll cover your hotel or anything like that. No, because each airline is pointing at each other saying, oh, it's their fault. Oh, it's their fault. And it's just such a irritating, frustrating experience. Air travel is never fun, but when stuff like this happens, it's just completely, it's not even reasonable. Well, I didn't plan on a multi-hour road trip, but that's what we're doing.
12 hours.
We rented a car. Actually, this is the first time I've ever rented a car. We're gonna drive up to Canada since the airlines are messing us around so much that it's actually cheaper to rent a car. But a pro to all this crazy madness is we got a flight from Jacksonville to here essentially for free, but we had to pay for our luggage. So it cost us $80 between the two of us to get from Jacksonville to here. So it kind of works out. There's some pretty negatives to it because we did have to wait 6 hours before we found out, oh, our flight's canceled.
Yeah, we could have made it there already.
Yeah, we probably would have almost been home.
We're gonna go left on aviation there.
But yeah, I mean, considering the crappy situation, I guess this is a pretty decent ending. Well, we're not there yet, but anyway, you get the idea. It's not as bad as it could have been, I guess. It's incredible to me that the cost of renting a car is significantly cheaper than taking the airplane from, at least from here. When we looked at it from Florida, it was more, but that's also because we got such a good deal on our flight. But just the baggage alone, that's something else. With all the messing around with the airline, they even wanted us to pay for our baggage a second time because our flight essentially wasn't on the books anymore. So even though the bags still had the tickets on them, we would have had to repay for our baggage on top of buying our plane ticket. With everything adding up, it just would have been way too expensive.
How are you doing?
Putting gas in, since there's not many gas stations that are open at this time of night at 3 in the morning. And it seems like we keep getting the most expensive gas stations, because I've seen it as low as $1.97 and it's $2.37 right now. Brr.
I know, I'm like shaking while filming you.
It's cold.
36 Fahrenheit, that's ridiculous. That's like so much colder than in Florida. It was 31 degrees Celsius in Florida, which is 99 or 90 some Fahrenheit. It's so cold. I'm not used to this. I'm like a Floridian right now. So let's get back in the car.
Well, I don't know if you can tell from the Merci cup, but we have some Timmy's coffee, which means we're back in Canada. It was super stressful trying to cross the border, but it was pretty much stressful for no good reason because it was really easy to cross the border. Now the sun's coming up, so we've been up, minus like a quick little hour power nap, we've been up for over 25 hours. Yeah, 26 hours. So it's been a long day, but we've made it. Well, we're not quite where our end goal is for our quarantine, because we got to quarantine for 14 days. But we're at least in Quebec and we crossed the border. It was super easy. The guy asked us a few questions and he didn't search our car, he didn't search our bags. I mean, we don't have anything that we'd be worried about, but we were definitely concerned because, I mean, with this whole coronavirus, I mean, we're Canadian, so we should be allowed back in, but it's just so much uneasiness about everything. So it's like, well, are they going to tell us, oh, well, you're not allowed to come back in because technically your address isn't where you're going and all this other crap, right? Like, so It was very stressful, and I'm just really glad it's over.
Wow, I'm tired. It's a little after 8 o'clock and we left yesterday. Well, woke up at 4:30 yesterday, left at 5. So we've been on the road for way too many hours. And now we're just filling up the car and just about to drop it off at Avian Budget. And then there's another hour to make it to my parents' place. But then it's over. The 2 days of crazy stress and airplane, road trip, madness is almost over. Whew.
Alright, last fill up complete.
Let's go.
Whoa, look at this! Button start. Never had one of those before. This car is fancy. Well, we made it. Let's go to bed.
Welcome to Quarantine 2020 in La Beauce. We've been doing our quarantine at my parents' place in Quebec and so far so good, I guess. Life carries on, we're enjoying the outdoors, doing tons of walking and exploration in all of the different pathways and trails just going all over their property. So at least we've got lots of space to go around because Quebec and Canada is really strict. There is absolutely no going out of our place of quarantine for 14 days and nobody's allowed to come and visit us. So we're here, they're stuck with us. So enjoying the outdoors. Are you guys having fun?
Okay, you want to pick one?
Pew pew!
The plague! The coronavirus is here!
Shoot it!
If only! This is what you do on quarantine. Deer!
Smoking you out now?
the really nice thing about coming back in mid-September, late September, is that it's pretty much full on fall. So there's all the colors just like flaring up all over the forest. And I love that. But it also gets really cold. We totally went from like plus 30 degrees to all of a sudden it's freezing overnight and you wake up and it's all white on the ground. So we've been dressing up. We're getting used to it just about now.